What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we'll be checking out a title called Land of the Vikings. This game has itself fashioned as it's Banished, dude. Alright, there's so many Banished-inspired games out there. Let's just be clear, this is another one of those Banished-inspired games, but they've thrown a little bit of a Viking coat of paint over the top of it, and I do think that this game has some attributes that are really attractive. We played this game about, I'd call it 7 months ago. We played a demo of it before the early access was actually available to the general public, and unfortunately the game came out like a week after that, so I didn't get a chance to cover the release client. So I've got a video floating around out there that is woefully out of date, so it's time to remedy that and bring it back up to speed. I've spent about the last 3 hours playing the game, getting this colony up and running, and getting everything in its place, and making sort of observations about the flow of the game and how it all works, and what I think it could be doing better, and what I think it's doing well already. If after watching this you wanted to check out the early access for yourself, you can look down below in the description, and I will have a link to the early access. On top of that, I'll do my best to condense my thoughts at the end of the video from my play session so that you guys get a good solid first impression of the game from me that you can take on board to decide whether or not this is something you wanted to add to your collection. You can also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream down there just in case you wanted to hang out live on any given day of the week. But let's get started. Where are we right now? Well, in my little Viking colony, things kind of, you probably see a lot of red, right? You see a lot of red. Yeah, we had kind of a cold winter. Winter in this game was worse than I thought that it was going to be. And so winter, I went into winter thinking that I was prepared. I had like 35 units of fruit. I had like 200 units of grain. Like that seemed at the time like more food than anybody could possibly eat. But we had a very, very harsh winter where we were just pounded by multiple blizzards and it wiped out our food supply pretty fast. So we've been more or less subsisting. These people are all starving. They all get fed like every other day, basically. And now we are in the spring, as you can tell from our little time wheel up here, and I am attempting to fix the problem. So as the Jarl of Whiterun, what have I done as the Jarl of Whiterun in order to fix all these issues? Well, the thing is, in winter in this game, nothing functions. So you have to be a bit of a hoarder, is what I learned. I figured probably half my production buildings would go down during winter. It's pretty much universal 100%. Gatherers don't gather during the winter. Farmers don't farm. I expected that, but I did not expect for my hunters to stop hunting. I did not expect for the fishing to be hard-gated. And so really, a lot of the things that I looked into in order to solve my food crisis that I have running right now just ended up not working because the universe is harsh and cruel and does not like our colony. But I am building more gatherers for right now. I am building another hunter over here, and going into this next winter, I'm planning on being prepared. So, how does this colony function? Because I'm just waiting for all this red to go away right now. Let me assign some people here. Well, actually, I'll pause the game. We'll deal with that in a second. Let me give you a little tour of my colony. Let me stay on task here. So how does my colony function? The center of your colony is the market. Everything in your colony is handed out from the market. If people need to eat anything, if they need to procure things like clothes, they go to the market. And then you earn money off the taxes from the sales inside that market. And so really, I expect a lot of the colonies in this game to kind of be circular and surrounding that market area. We've got our longhouse right here. This is where we rule from as the Jarl. Right here, we've got our marketplace. It's handing out food, if there is food, to any of these people that need it and charging them for it. This is our lumber mill, so they're converting logs into planks over here. We've got our warehouse. That's where all construction and crafting related materials end up. And then the rest of these buildings over here are just houses, because this game has a clan system. So in most city builders, they may have family units, but all of the people in the town are individuals. That is the case in this game, but they lend a little bit more weight to the clan system in this game. So families live in houses, and families have disputes, they have issues, they have problems, and that gives you sort of the opportunity to take on RimWorld-style events where you will resolve their issues as the Jarl. The decisions that you make will end up generating fame for you. The fame up here is not just a score for how well you're doing during the game. The fame system actually matters because it gives you XP that you can spend on the Tree of Life in order to buy new technologies. And the Tree of Life, from what I've seen so far, I don't know if some of this stuff is gated and you can't actually interact with it in the early access. this is how far I've gotten in 3 hours in terms of XP gain. And so it seems like there's a lot left to go. Right now, I'm not generating a lot of fame because everybody's starving to death. And as it turns out, being famous for starving your people to death due to not understanding how bad winter was going to be in Denmark because you're not from Denmark. I'm from a place where it's 55 degrees for 3 seasons out of the year, and then it's 102 degrees for 1 season out of the... we get like 5 months of 102 degrees, and then we get like 7 months of it alternating being 55 degrees rainy, 55 degrees sunny. We pretty much farm all year round here. Like, we pretty much ranch all year round. We grow gardens all year round. We grow citrus in the middle of winter like there's no God, you know what I mean? We do all kinds of crazy stuff where I live. And so, like, I'm not acclimated to the harsh winters of Denmark, wiping out my crops every 1/8 of a second. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm hoping that through gathering we can fix that. Now, we need to assign some workers over here to this gatherer hut. This gatherer hut wants people that are speedy and lucky. So we're looking for somebody that has a good speed stat and a good luck stat. So Thrain is actually a really good choice right there because he's got banger stats in both of those. Our next choice would probably be... Asulf is the best we're going to do, Leifson. But that should increase the amount of food coming in, and we should get rid of some of this ugly red, and we should be able to fix some of our production issues. In addition, I don't know, is the Hunter's Lodge done over here yet? The Hunter's Lodge is not done yet, and it's not because we're out of stone or we're out of wood or anything. It's just because. Okay. How's our farm doing over here? Our farm is about halfway grown. It looks like we're making progress in the directions that we need to be making progress. I need to bulldoze this hunter's hut because they never catch anything out here. There's literally a hen right there. Like, there's a pheasant or a chicken or something right there, and my hunters are just like, yeah, I don't know, I don't see it. Let me get their eyes checked, man. Look, dude, there is literally something to hunt right next to your house right now. Must be the wind. My man is killing me right now. My man definitely should have put more points into perception. I don't think that they can hunt chickens, actually. I think they hunt, like, cows and deer. And I think that there's a goat right there. You go hunt that. Goat meat can be tasty. It can be a nice little confection to play around with. Now that we've got things rearranged a little bit, and we're kind of moving our way on into the summer, what are my goals for now? Well, my goals for now are just to accumulate enough fame that I can get a little bit further on up the tree of life, and we can get access to boat building. That's what I'm really excited about. So we're going to do everything in our power to kind of resolve this kind of hangover food issue that we had from the winter. And then once we get that fixed, I think that's going to put us in a really good spot to get to the point where we can start building our own Viking ships, and hopefully we'll be able to do that on camera here today. They still have not finished the hunting lodge. It is a long ways away, so I didn't expect them to get it done very efficiently. I do need to run a road back that way. There we go. This game, so this is not a game where everything needs to be attached to a road. At least that has not been my impression so far. So I don't think this is a game where the player is largely confined to always being attached to a road. It seems like stuff works regardless of whether or not there's roads. But in the tutorial, it did tell me to build roads. It didn't give me any context as to why I'm supposed to be building roads. Oh, we've got nobody handing out food. I guess our market people must have died. Oh no, our carpenter must have died. Oh, that sucks. Farewell, ye that worked the wood with thine hands. I'll put them back up in there. All they do is maintain 60 boards in the stockpile anyway. It's a pretty easy job. The beginning part of the year for like a month, you just go haywire, building loads and loads and loads of timber. And then for the other 3/4 of the year, you just kind of hang out and relax, man. It's a pretty easy deal if you can land it. Oh, we've got newcomers, huh? So this is one of the ways you get fame in this game. One of the ways you get fame is by keeping happiness up above a certain threshold by meeting everyone's needs. And the other is by allowing immigrants to come in. Looks like these guys are refugees from a neighboring village. I will say that they can join. That's fine by me. I'll take them on in. Unfortunately, our happiness is going to take a little bit of a ding here. just due to the fact that we don't have a house that they can get on into. And this stone mine is not done being cleared out yet. So let's think about the spot where we can actually fit a few more of these villagers. I'll probably take a path back around this way. And we'll just give it kind of like a nice leisurely loop right there. And now that we've got that leisurely loop done, we're going to come around a little bit more sharply. We'll set the anchor point right there. And then we'll just kind of have that teeter on out that way. And what we'll do is we'll line this with houses that come around the cul-de-sac over here, which is bottom of the bag. I don't know if people know that that's what that means. It means bottom of the bag, cul-de-sac. Pretty common word for suburban design. It's basically like a road that ends in nothing, and you just turn around when you get to the end of the road. There's lots of them around. We're a very, very common thing in American suburbs. And people use the word cul-de-sac all the time, but I don't know if anybody ever actually talks about what it means. Let's go ahead and grab this over here. I think it's French, actually. We'll go ahead and chop down some more trees. The trees in this game are not really a major issue. Oh, my chicken coop is done, dude! We can get the nuggies! We can get the nuggies! Gula Oleg's daughter will be our chickeneer. I don't know, what do you call like a arpollador? I don't really know what to call them in English. Chicken farmer doesn't roll off the tongue. Chickenator. Like, I don't know. High strength, high tensile chicken specialist? Not sure. I don't know how many chickens I should slaughter. I guess we'll figure it out when we get to winter. For now, just accumulate a massive stack of chickens. I'm tired of going hungry. It has been hard on our society. We do have a whole bunch of homeless over here, so we should probably do something about that. We'll give one of them a house, like, right here at the end of the road. I'll probably build 2 houses just to be safe. I've only got bad houses for right now. Building in this game is done pretty well. The ghost makes it fairly clear what the front-facing direction of the building is. That's always one of those little features that I look for in any building-related title. Because sometimes what'll happen is when you put down a ghost of a building and you're like dragging around the blueprint of what it's supposed to look like, what will occasionally happen is the ghost will obscure the details of the building such that you're not going to be able to see what the front is, and then you end up with a building facing the wrong way, then you got to bulldoze it, you got to rebuild it. It's a hassle that annoys the player. So I always insist whenever I play these colony survival city builders games that when you're placing a building, it have some kind of arrow on it that tells you where the front is to avoid just like that little minor annoyance. And I'm glad to see that this game has it. That's a good feature. Every building game should have that feature. I think my builders died. I'm going to assign like 10 people to be builders and just kind of like see how that affects stuff. I haven't really found a super effective way to figure out how many employed versus how many unemployed I have inside my society. I have to believe that around here somewhere there is a figure that tells me how many people are employed and how many people are not employed, but haven't been able to find it in any of the menus where it just gives you a clear as day integer that says like, hey, X amount of people don't have jobs. Haven't been able to find it yet. Maybe someday. It looks like our doctor, unfortunately, has passed away. I will assign a new doctor so that hopefully everyone will feel better before too long. We got everybody running around with strange illnesses right now. Is my stockpile full? Why are they just leaving rocks laying over here? I don't know. I did want to point out a little detail here as soon as they get all these parts delivered, because this is in fact one of the first things I noticed about this game that made me want to cover it. Take a look at this guy when he builds right here. He's actually going back and he's building this full granular. He goes out, he picks up posts, and he puts in all of the wall struts all the way around the structure of the building. Then he'll put in the cross beams, and each log that's delivered here is actually a constituent part of the graphic of the building as it is being built. This is a fantastic little bit of detail right here that I wish every single city builder, every single colony survival game had. It's just utterly fantastic. Like, I've found myself just gazing, like watching as these guys, especially when you have multiple people working on it. It's cool seeing the process of how they bang out a building like this over the course of time. Just love to see it. And when you get to like the circular round buildings, it gets even more complicated. So you can they're putting across the cross beams now. After they get done with that, they'll more than likely install the gabling, would be my guess. Gabling's probably up next, and it'll probably go left or right over here. Yeah, they've got the central struts right there so that they can put the gabling up from the corner. Oh, never mind, they didn't do the gabling on that one. I've seen them do the gabling on other buildings, but I guess not that one right there. I don't know how randomized the buildings are, but we can take a look. So this building right here is basically the same design as this building. And I do think that different buildings have different attachments and different things on them. So there are like little irregularities. So like this guy's got a wood pile next to his house, whereas like this guy's got a whole bunch of barrels next to his house, you know? Although I think that's a different graphic. We would have to compare these two. So yeah, he's got a bunch of barrels next to his house and some crates and like a bench where he eats at. This guy over here's got like a log pile and a big stack of barrels. So the buildings are somewhat randomized to break apart the monotony of stamping out like 25 houses that all have similar graphics. What is this? Villagers know that the village coffers are full of silver and they want the village to have smoother roads and more luxurious docks. So build new decorations and roads that make the village look richer. What? So like have 25 luxury decorations. I didn't actually bring that up yet. This game is chock-a-block with decorations. There are like lots of them. And so you can put things in like that right there. You can get big piles of barrels. They kind of make it look like there's lots of goods near our stockpile. And then we might be able to take a crate over here and we'll have it a little bit cattywampus on that side. We can put in lighting sources, so there's kind of like pillar torches. I don't know where I'd want to put those. But we don't have a whole lot of light sources out here in this part of town. So maybe we'll start there. We'll put one right there, one there. We'll kind of just like randomly decorate, I guess. Throw in a little one over there. Maybe have one over here. We'll swap up the type and we'll take like a little tiki torch right there. This guy will have 2 tiki torches. There we go. He's all tiki torchinated. And then like what else do we have inside of here? It looks like we've got some trophies. So we've got flags and whatnot. Well, that feels like a good spot for a flag because it's inside 2 overlaps that'll make people happier. We'll get another like deer flag over here. Maybe put it on a corner. There we go. Make it look a little nicer. We've got a bull trophy over here. We do have another overlap right there, so we'll have them both get credit for that. It looks like we've also got some relic rocks and things. Sure, have a giant decorative stone in front of your house telling people that something historical happened there like 120 years ago. On this place, Jedediah Fotsworth. Oh no, dude, where did all my chickens go? Fritigear, it is now your turn to be the lead chickenator. Oh, we need to harvest. Harvesting and planting in this game is done manually. I didn't bring that up, but you gotta tell them to do it, otherwise they won't do it. Later on, as you get down the Tree of Life, which, here you go, here's the Tree of Life, our technology tree for the moment. As you get further down the Tree of Life, you get more automation controls to make things happen. But effectively, your colony levels up in this game. So as your fate ticks upwards, it's your XP. And so I'm waiting right now. I need 4 points so that I can get the shipyard, which will allow me to build ships, which will allow me to start trading with my neighbors. And also, it'll allow me to build little tiny fishing skiffs so that people can go out and supplement our food supply with some fishy wishies. How much... It doesn't tell me how many decorations I have going on here. Like luxury. So like what is the difference between like a luxury deck? Okay, so the luxury ones. Okay, so the luxury ones, they have like a little diamond next to them. Gotcha. All right. It wants me to have 25 of these. For the life of me, I'm not sure how we get 25 of these into the village. Especially considering these are kind of like the only ones that I have. Kind of a nice little pop and crackle of a storm going on right now. I don't have that many days to get it done either. I wish I could change the color of these at least. Just so many. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Rebuild it, I guess. Does it have to be rebuilt from scratch? Oh, it does. Dude, Thor, what are you doing right now, man? I put so much effort into that stockpile, dude. I know you're a god or whatever, and you're not, like, concerned with the issues of paltry mortals, but maybe don't beat your anvil so angrily. My grandmama got me that carpentry lodge, dude. Oh, there's another. That was so close, dude. Okay, we need to invent lightning rods. This is unpleasant, and I hate it. Oh, no, dude, that house got crumpled. How long is this gonna go on for? Oh no, dude, this is so destructive. Is it over? I think it's over. I couldn't use the time controls during the event, but this game does have SimCity-style events. They are toggleable. If you don't find stuff like that fun in your city building experience, you can turn them off. I left mine on because, like, whatever. Doesn't bother me either way. I enjoy having some bumps and hooks and knobs along the way to my adventures, but some people don't like it. I will donate 100 silver. I have silver coming out of my ears right now, so I don't mind contributing, especially since having really high happiness will make my fame tick up faster, and then I can have boats. And, like, I'm really just trying to be on the fastest path to murdering my neighbors with raids right now. That's pretty much it. Our hunter's ready to go. That's good. Hunters need strength, and they need a little bit of luck. So I would say ass log is probably good to put in there. And then it's probably a decent idea to put oogly boogly in there, too. There we go. Oogly boogly and ass log. May you catch many bucks, and may you return with the bounty of nature slung across your shoulder. I don't know if we'll actually complete another round of planting, but we might as well. And as you can see, they're going to bring the grain over here to the windmill. And the windmill will then produce bread. You don't have like a bakery or anything like that in this game. You just have the windmill is your multi-purpose solution to everything. I do need a road to kind of go back this way. It's like not ideal, but it does need to happen. That we sort of just curve a road back around to make use of all this space over here. And I don't know if I can actually snake a road in right there. Looks like I can. It worked. Very nice. Everything's just kind of spreading out right now. It's looking pretty good in my opinion. I love the lighting effects and whatnot, and I love the little details, like you can see light coming through the slats on the side of the building. This game, it has kind of like a default Unity UI for the most part, but the actual parts of the game itself look really good and have a lot of really nice details. I have had some bugs while playing the game. Nothing that actually affected... Okay, so the one bug I had during my 3 or 4 hours playing the game, the one bug I had is that one of my saves got corrupted, so my camera got stuck. I couldn't move my camera for whatever reason. It got stuck, so I saved my game. I closed the game. I reopened it. When I went to load that save, it would just sit with, like, the skybox, basically, and never load the terrain. And so I actually had to load an autosave from 15 minutes earlier. That was the one thing I ran across, but that is fairly major and disruptive, so I feel like it should be reported on. I don't know if it would happen to other people. I don't know if I saved my game and exited out too fast. It may have been user error. I don't exactly know. But it did happen to me, and I did have to load a save. So that's like the one thing that's gone wrong, is I lost like 20 minutes of progress. Deforestate everything. Our food supply is looking great right now. We definitely got to make people happier, though. I don't even know... 25 luxury... You know, I may just cheese this, in all honesty. So we've got, like, these medium rocks, right? Yeah, I was going to say, I'm just going to cheese it. And just do that right there. We have the pillars. Oh, look upon the pillars. The sacred pillars. There we go. I cheesed it. it costs me a little bit of money, but like there's not enough, like aesthetically, there's not enough decorations that are luxury tagged to where I feel like it makes the village look more diverse. It just looks like I'm stamping out the same thing anyways. So I might as well cheese it until we get stuff that allows us to do a little bit better. Over here, I do wish that a lot of the production buildings told you how much they produced over the course of a year. In some of this dead space down here, I do wish that this game had a few more actuarial controls. It does have the important stuff. So things like setting limits, for example, like produce this many and no more. It has that. So it has like the bare minimum stuff you need to have control over your production. But I'm a little bit fastidious, and I tend to be a little bit obsessive about knowing exactly where all my outputs and inputs are going. It's why games like Factorio don't work for me and reduce me down to kind of like an ADD compulsion blob that's non-functional, is because there's just too many inputs and outputs to track, and you're kind of building things one section at a time, but that's not how my brain works. I need to know the inputs and outputs from everywhere at all times. And so I did find that I wish that I could see, for example, how many breads this produced in a year. How many grains did this produce in a year? Like, how many fruits did these produce in a year? Because I tend to be the kind of player that bulldozes buildings and moves them around a lot to see if I can find a maximal position to get the most amount of fruit or the most amount of meat or whatever out of a situation. And so I would like to see those controls added, but, oh, we have 3 points, dude. We're going to be able to get boats soon. We're going to get a boat. We may actually get a second harvest out this year. That'd be utterly fantastic. Like, we're sitting on 23 food right now, which is really good compared to last year. Last year was kind of my first winter, and I wasn't super sure what to expect. And so I got pummeled pretty good last winter. I do need to open up a stone mine over there, too, I think. Like a stone mine or like a copper mine or something over there would be really cool. Be my preference, anyways. Hey, we have our 4 points. Nice, dude. Let's go ahead and unlock shipbuilding. There we go. We've moved a little bit further up the tree of life. More production material is gained from slaughtered animals. Products are produced faster. And then we can get a tailor and a blacksmith over here. Good, 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 good. So where does the mine go, out of curiosity? So, like, there are actual spots where the mine must be placed. Okay. Fair. Those are pretty far away, though. I don't know how we're actually going to get those outputs where we want them to go. Is there one closer over this way? Doesn't look like it. I was hoping maybe these berms or something would be useful for something, but it doesn't look like they are. In order to acquire from a stone pit, we've got to go even further. Wow, that's a pretty good run in order to get stuff back over here. That's going to take some doing. All right, well, let's build the boat building, huh? I mean, that's what we wanted to do. That was my goal for this episode, was to play till the point where I get the shipyard. So let's put some hulls in the water. I think we've earned it. So that's going to cost us 50 bucks, 10 logs, and 25 stone. We have all that stuff, so the construction should be done fairly quickly, but I am interested in watching the process. It looks like they already sunk the pylons just automatically. Before, I like how they're just throwing the goods into the ocean. And be like, we offer this to you, Poseidon. Build for us a rectangle of seaworthiness. Poseidon's like, sweet, dude. Those some dank logs. Thanks for littering in my ocean. Oh, it's got multiple phases of being built. That's wild. Okay, so you got to build the foundation first, and then it's a completely new set of materials for the second part of it. Crate 49 food. To put this in perspective, going into winter last year, I had like 15 food stockpiled, but I had 200 grain inside my silo. It did not make it. If you're wondering, 200 grain was not nearly enough to make it through a winter. I thought that a full granary would be enough. I was wrong. You're going to need more than a full granary, so keep that in mind. This right here, though, is looking pretty good. That's a lot of food. If we can get that number up a little bit higher, yup. And we've got a second harvest coming in, too. How's the chicken farmer doing over here? He's doing pretty well. I think what I'll do is I'll save the chickens till winter. And maybe each winter we'll cull half of them. Possibly. It sucks that they don't produce eggs. That would be a nice benefit, is like based on the amount of chickens you have, they produce eggs as well. Because like I don't know. I had a buddy that was a ranger, and the military dropped him off when he was being trained to be a ranger in the middle of the woods with a chicken. And he said he made it like a week or so with the chicken, and it laid eggs like once or twice. And like, he said that was cool and everything. But he was like, at a certain point, I was like, hey, I'm just going to eat the chicken. And he said that's exactly what he did. So the eggs are nice. They'd be a nice byproduct of what's happening here. You can see them bringing in the harvest on this side. It does go incrementally, which is a nice detail. I would like to see the game. There's little details like from a game called Ostriv that I'd like to see implemented here. It'd be really cool if every single day there was an algorithm that changed the wind direction so that the wind coming out and the chimneys, the smoke blew in different directions each day. I haven't really looked to see if it changes at all, but I remember that being a thing that like blew my mind in Ostriv the first time that I saw it. I was like, dude, every day the wind blows the chimneys in a different direction and they're all kind of like in sync with one another. As far as I know, there are raids in this game, and there are also attacks on your colony, so this is not a combatless game. There's a stat up here that says you've got how many defensive points your village has for, like, how good you are at fighting or whatever. And so, bomp bomp. Do we have everything here? Oh, I need dressed stone for that to work. I didn't realize because it wasn't on the list of things that I needed. It only showed the first phase of construction. All right, well, let's get all dressed up. Let's get Canadian with it. We'll put this over here. We have those chips where I live now, the all-dressed chips, where they just taste like ketchup or whatever. They're fine. They're not like my favorite chips. They're not like terrible either. I would say that they are the definition of perfectly fine. Like, would I rather have sour cream and cheddar? You know what I mean? Yes. Would I rather have barbecue? Absolutely. But, like, you know, it's fine. Like, if they're on the table in, like, a bowl, like a barbecue, like, yeah, I'm not going to complain about it. Like, they're fine. Whatever. Let's see what happens when we slaughter the chickens. I told him to kill 9 chickens, but it looks like there's more than 10 chickens in there. To me, anyways. Oh, dude, look at that. He's taking them out, bro. He's going straight Sicario on that chicken butt. Oh, dude, these chickens get mangled out here. It is the chicken end times. It is the chicken apocalypse. So it looks like each chicken gives you 1 meat. So it's not going to produce ridiculously over-the-top amounts of food, but it should be a nice little supplement. Let's throw a couple people in here to hack it to stone, and then we'll open this place up. Looks good. We are going to have a few more people quarrying rocks if we want this all to be okay. Quarry rocks, please. And I think that should be perfectly fine. People in this game do have little work days. You can see over here that they're chiseling stone on this side. Were you to look inside the carpentry, they're over here like sawing and doing what they're doing if they were actually working on it, but we're capped out on boards right now. So they're not working at the moment. They're taking a little siesta. But the game is lively with lots of little animations and stuff that make it feel good. Looks like we have a couple more homeless rattling around too, so I guess I'll do something about that. I'll probably just have like a little road come down this way, possibly. Might actually get rid of that little, a little chunk of road right there, just to have something come down from right here, maybe. And that'll come down to the docks, and then we'll have this come back over this way, maybe loop around a little bit, fit 1 or 2 more houses down in here, maybe some decorations, get everything looking nice. Oh, they're building it. Hold on, guys. We got to stack a bunch of random garbage up, otherwise it can't be a good dock. This barrel right here, this is a load-bearing barrel, all right? I can assign workers here, and they need to be thinkers, huh? Thinkers and movers. Well, Ragnar seems like a good choice. Angley might be a good choice. How hard is it to make a boat? Like if I just wanted to make like a little fishing boat. Takes 32 boards and 25 bucks. Let's do it. I'm paranoid about my food supply, even though I probably shouldn't be, because it's through the roof right now. But after almost starving last winter, it'll put the fear of Odin in you, okay? It'll put the fear of Odin in you, make you feel a little nervous. Do we get to incrementally see the boat get built? I mean, it does give us a nice little progress meter here. That's cool. I just noticed they have little knotworks on the sides. I guess I called it like a Unity UI earlier. That's what I always call these semi-translucent gray minimalist UIs. I only bring it, oh, we do get to see the boat get built and ribbed and everything. Cool. I only bring it up because I'm a big fan of gaudy UIs. Like, have you ever seen UIs from games like in the late 90s to early 2000s where like the entire UI is like super embossed and like brass and like all over the place, intricate? I always like those UIs. I miss them a lot. Like the flat gray semi-transparent UIs that are so popular nowadays. They do not fit my fancy. Like they're fine and they function, but I want the big ridiculous UIs back. The UIs that just didn't even care, bro. They were so tacky, but they were so dope and like on theme with the rest of the game's unified art style. Love it. We'll probably slap in like 2 more houses over here. Just to make this all work a little bit, but maybe can I get a house in over here? It's colliding a little bit. It do be colliding. You're not wrong about that. Man, we're getting famous out here. Did we get that boat done? Oh, the boat is done? Yeah. Get that fishing boat in there, dude. What do you have to do to be a fishy mans? You gotta be lucky and you gotta be smart. Okay, you guys go be fishy mans. I want to see them take the... Oh, she threw out a rod, dude. I thought she was going to go out... What? If you're just going to throw out a rod, why did I build a boat? Oh, they want me to build infantry and archers now? And a canar, bro? They got me building the canar? Nobody can stop the canar, bro. I know that the K is silent. You don't have to... I can hear you typing the... I can hear you typing the comment right now. It's funnier when you say canar. That's the bit because K is the funniest sound in the English language. It's a punchline that writes itself. The canar. But anyways, this is Land of the Vikings. I hope you guys liked it. I have a lot of high hopes for this game. I think it's pretty fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Pretty solid chance I'll try to stream this game at some point in the future, although it may be a week or 2 before I get to it. I'm kind of like backlogged right now. I'm game catalog constipated at the moment, and it's gonna take me a while for things to start flowing again. There's too much stuff coming out right now, and so like I can only play like one thing a day for like 4 hours, and so I've got to like have a list, and I gotta check it twice, dude. And things are getting a little too Santa Claus around here. But my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were messing around with a title called Land of the Vikings. Tomorrow it'll be something else. I don't really have too many problems with this game. I had some minor bugs, and I had to load a save that was like 10 minutes before my game went down due to what I assume was a bug with the camera. And then, like, the save didn't work or whatever. So, like... hit F5 every now and... If you're going to get this game, hit F5 and quick save every now and again. That's my advice to you. It only happened once, but it's made me a little gun-shy. Aside from that, this seems to be a really cool game in kind of the banished nebulous that's got its own cool theming and ideas of Viking raiding and Viking war and, you know, stone cutting and punching chickens in the head and all that kind of good stuff. I'll see y'all later. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll be back tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet. Hopefully this video was helpful. And if not, womp womp. Oh, I'm so bad at my job. Bye, guys.